Coach Vincent, 2-1 defeat here in a very, very, very tough encounter. Your thoughts, please.
A very good ball game from both sides. Honestly, Msinga was prepared. Their defensive structure was way too resistant. We tried to attack on the inside and we couldn't find the spaces. We even went wider to try and pin in the crosses. Then they still had center backs that were willing to give good presence in the aerial duels. And their keeper was also coming to the party in some instances. So I'd give them the credit for this victory. It shows that there is something that they've done right. They've done their homework properly. So, and we fairly accept the defeat. Especially when you lose against a team that is giving their hearts out. Sometimes you need to give credit where it's true. But then, yet I'm not happy with the referees. I'm not happy with how the officials are officiating the game, but we take it. It can only make us grow. It can only give us more and more character to insist when these kind of situations come. We should be at the leverage where we say, regardless of what, we still need to give our all. The red card that we got, the second yellow card, yeah, it was a well-deserved a yellow card. But the first foul where my centre back got booked, then I think I still need to go and watch the clip again whenever I get a chance, because where I'm sitting, I'm 100% sure that was not supposed to be a cautionable offence. And the second goal from Msinga, funny enough is that just after the assistant awarded goal, I said to the fourth official, it's okay that he has awarded, and we fully respect the decision that he has awarded. We're not gonna complain. We are moving on. But the funny part about the game is that the very same situation can go and happen on the opposite side. Let's see the results, and within 7 minutes it happens on the opposite side, but the results are different now in one similar incident. But then it's fine. It's how football is. Because they are also human. If they are also human beings, because they are also human beings, I personally say, if that was an honest mistake, then it's okay, we'll take it. Then they still need to improve in their department. But if that was not an honest mistake, it was deliberately or it had intentions behind it, then I say we shouldn't cry when South African football is not growing and when our national team is not doing so good. But if it was an honest mistake, then I'd gladly say it's okay. The ref and his partner saw it in the other way. We take it. We were unfortunate today.
Coach, I understand your frustration with the officials, but let's look at the game. The first half, Dondol never settled. We never saw the build-up from the back, progressing into the final third, combination play that we are used to seeing, the dominance of Legend 45 and surprising the midfield. We never saw it today. Especially in the first half, where do you think you got it wrong?
Personally, I think my team was fine. From the start till the end, my team was well coordinated properly. So, and now when we play against opposition that are aggressive, obviously the types of fouls that the ref decides to pick on the day, they wanna actually influence how the game will be played. So now, because when tackles were being made in the central area, the ref was allowing the game to flow and flow. Obviously, that alone started to put in a fear in our centre backs not to play in the pocket passes into the central area because fouls are not being picked there. Then we had to do something that is unusual, that is moving from the keeper centre back and then right direct at the top.
Coach, can you say you are feeling under pressure as you came into this tournament as favourite to win it?
Honestly, we didn't feel any pressure coming here. We were sober-minded. We believe that we've done our preparation thoroughly so, and the tactical plans and everything was well spot on. But then the difference between games that you play in Gauteng and games that you play in the playoffs or beat in Mpumalanga, APC, I think it lies in the refs. Not to say they are cheating anybody, but the types of fouls that they give away, it has a huge impact in how football is going to be played in each province. If you play where refs allows hard tackles to be thrown in, obviously lots of goals are going to come from transition moment. Look at their first goal and look at the second goal that they scored and look at the goal that we scored as well. Most of the goals are going to come from transition goals. And then if you get a ref where they usually blow for most of the fouls that happens in the field, you're gonna get a lot of goals from build-up play or a lot of goals from set pieces now. So when you play in Josie refs, they always pick the fouls that are being committed by opposition and not let the game be more aggressively so in trying to protect the players. So today when we came here, we got an unusual situation which actually enforced us to change our way of playing. So it was not pressure, it was just that the circumstance that we got here, we never anticipated it from the ref side. Not that they're cheating anybody, it's how they let the game flow in their own way.
Coach, something very uncharacteristic of Dondol, the early sub that we saw today, the double sub early on, I think it was just after they scored. What was that about?
Okay, two things that happened. We were not stable in the center with Kolofelo, Tabang and Mapena, the young Mapena. We were not stable in the center. And then not being stable in the center was actually affecting how our top men Tebogo should link up with our number 10 and the two inverted wingers. So then now, in relation to that, our pressing schemes was starting to be way too affected. We were way too exposed, especially on their left-hand side. For us, it's the right-hand side, because now we couldn't coordinate the press right. So then we had to change the personnel and bring in probably two players that are well experienced. Probably they wouldn't be faced by the stage. They will be calm and focus on our principles of play. Yeah, that was the reason why we had to protect the two youngsters, because they are still young. They still have a long way in the game of football. And whenever you put them in a high stage and then you see that they struggle, it's our responsibility as coaches to always encourage them and protect them as well.
Coach, Ngwechana comes in the first half, I think the 31st minute, and in the 58th minute he's substituted. Was that a sign of panic, or what was it about?
Okay, when we subbed in Ngwechana, it was right after we got a red card of a centre back. Then we had to take Monama Kolofelo to play as a right centre back, and then now meaning in the centre we didn't have a natural CDM. Then we decided to add a bit of creativity in the number 10 role, and then play with two number 10s, and then have one CDM, and then now play lopsided on the left hand side, play without a winger on the left hand side, and then have two 10s, so because most of the threat were coming on the central area and our right hand side. For them it was on the left hand side. So that's why we had to sacrifice Ngwechana so that we can bring in somebody that will stabilize the mid for us.
Coach, thank you very much for your time and all the best in the upcoming game.
I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you.